Welcome everyone, I'm Kimberly Boschman and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energy and the numerology for April 2021. First, I'll break down the numerology for April and then I will dive into the energy forecast for your particular life path number. These are general readings. If you're interested in a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, so April 2021 is a 9 universal cycle. We haven't had one of these cycles in a while, so it's going to definitely be something we've been looking forward to, I think. We'll definitely be reaping some of the rewards that this energy can bring in. So 9 energy can bring about the closure or ending of a significant cycle within your life. So if there's an area within your life where you can feel things coming to a close, this may occur for you in April. Oftentimes when this 9 energy comes around, we usually see endings or closure or things coming to fruition around things that we've been working on for quite some time. It can be around a relationship. It can be around maybe some kind of health concern that you've had or something that you've kind of been working on to do with your body or the way you present yourself. It can have to do with work projects, creative projects. I mean, really just anything that again, is just something you've been working on for quite some time or been dealing with for some time, or it's been, again, kind of coming up for quite some time. This can be coming to an end, to some kind of closure or fruition where you'll see things tying up very nicely. Sometimes they can end a little bit chaotically, a little bit abruptly. So it's not always necessarily tied up with a lovely bow, but a lot of times it is. It's something that we've been putting in a lot of effort in towards, we've been showing up for. It's something that's been on our plate to handle or deal with or overcome. And it's kind of like the universe is like, well done. It's kind of like graduating in a sense, where the universe is like, well done. You've done the work. Now here's the reward, and it's time for this to complete or come to closure. So oftentimes this closure, whatever it is, creates this beautiful space for a grand new beginning. And I want to make sure that you understood I said grand, including a brand new beginning, but a grand new beginning. This is creating the space for something big, something divinely timed. It's that cosmic, okay? So you may see gifts or rewards come your way at the closure of this cycle, whatever that is for you, because of the work and the growth that you've dedicated yourself to. Be open to receiving these much deserved gifts. You are worthy. And a lot of times it can be where that closure takes place and it might feel like a loss or something that we need to grieve. And that's okay, because a lot of times, like I said, these are things that we've been energetically invested in. We've invested resources and time and whatever. We've just really been invested in whatever this is. And so when that comes to a close, sometimes there can be grief associated with that. And of course, we want to honor that. And we might not be able to fully recognize or see those gifts as they present themselves, but that's okay. The gifts will still come. And when we are ready, we'll be able to see them and then put them to use. So if you've put in the work, you've put in the effort, you've continued to show up, you've done, you've exhausted everything that you need to exhaust around whatever this life lesson is, around whatever this growth or expansion opportunity is, you will see some kind of reward from the universe. You will see some kind of gift come in. Even if you don't recognize it right away, you will be able to recognize it in hindsight, and then you'll be able to use that gift in your forward movement, in your propelling you forward in a beautiful way. So again, this energy is allowing things to tie up and close so that it can create that grand space for a beautiful new beginning. And with that ending will come those rewards, okay? 9 energy is that of the humanitarian. So during this time, during this cycle, you may feel called to find ways where you can be of greater service to those in need and how you can dedicate your efforts towards creating a better world to live in. This is beautiful energy and a great time to ask yourself whether your actions, your current actions, contribute to the harmony, balance, and good of all? Or do your actions focus more on the needs and the desires of only those whom you deem worthy? The energy of the 9 is vast, okay? It's expansive. It's without limits. So allow it to permeate your way of thinking to become much more open-minded, generous, and idealistic as opposed to being more cynical. Do something for another during this time in a state of gratitude for the blessings that you have received throughout your life. This is a great cycle to pay it forward, to, purchase the coffee for someone behind you in line, or the meal for somebody across the restaurant, whatever, or pay somebody's bill, or whatever the case may be, whatever speaks to you. But this is beautiful, beautiful energy of paying it forward, of creating that beautiful karma, or paying off those karmic debts. 9 cycles can be great for opening up to deeper innate gifts, including psychic abilities, intuitiveness, and vivid dream space. So this is going to be a time where you really want to pay close attention to your dreamscapes, to whatever comes in for you during dream time, during daydreams and night dreams. That's going to be the case always, but it is especially going to be true throughout April. So pay attention to those dreams that come in, write them down, try to work with them the best that you can. I do offer Dreamwork, so if that's something that you're interested in exploring further, I would love to work with you to pull those beautiful messages that are trying to come through for you so that you can work with them as you create this new beginning. During this cycle, creative powers, during this 9 vibration can be used to develop your artistic abilities that can be put to great use in the upcoming 1 cycle. So pay attention to any of those inspirations that come into you. They can, again, come in through dreams. They can come in through somebody saying something to you, or maybe you get a thought or an idea that comes in. This is a great time to get messy and play and be creative. And, you don't necessarily need to start whatever this new idea is, whatever this new goal is. This is going to be, again, a time for playing around and figuring out how you want to start that process. Because really, this is going to be the time or the energy around closure, completion, endings, things coming to fruition so that you can create that space for those grand new beginnings. And those new beginnings, a beautiful time to start those new beginnings is during a 1 cycle, which will be in May. So this is going to be a time for, really fostering that growth of those creative ideas, your creative talents, exploring your creative talents, see what speaks to you, what brings out your passion, and use that energy to sort of become the expert or to perfect some of those skills, right? Or to really flex that muscle so that when that 1 cycle comes in, that energy around that universal 1, when that comes in May, you're ready to hit the ground running, okay? You're ready for those big new adventures, those big new starts, okay? So beautiful, beautiful energy in April. Definitely, again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to those things that are ending. And if you need to grieve that ending, then do so. Understand, though, that you, in allowing these endings to take place or to make space from these endings, you're creating an opportunity for something much more aligned, much more fruitful and bountiful to come your way. So it's really, really positive. It's really fantastic energy to work with. I'm really excited for April. Okay, life path number 9. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all to see what the overall message would be for you potentially this month. And you got shark spirit. And shark says, trust your natural instincts to discern the truth of the situation. And so what's interesting is, and this is obviously a call to, disconnect from the outside noise if there's a decision that you need to make, and go within and follow that in your compass, your intuition, your instinct, your gut feeling about whatever this is. And what's interesting about this is I can actually see this energy sort of percolating the first week of April for you all. So it's kind of like there's some kind of conflict. This is either your energy or somebody else's energy, but it's like somebody coming to the table and not playing fairly. So it's kind of like someone needs to win at all costs. Someone is sort of maybe cheating, doing something that's not honorable, that is creating discord among the group or for you or whatever the case may be. It's just kind of that energy of like the schoolyard bully who's like, I need to be right at all costs, and I'm going to do whatever whatever it takes to win, and whoever I have to step on to get there. And I doubt that this is your energy, 9s, but if it is, just know that it's sort of this energy that needs to be rectified, that needs to be worked through and looked at and shifted. And so I'm really getting kind of the sense that this is somebody that you're dealing with, someone that maybe a colleague, a partner, a friendship, something like that, where it just feels like maybe they're taking advantage of you to get ahead type thing. If that's the case, then if you're looking for the answers on how to deal with this situation, how to sort of remove yourself from the situation, if there's just no communicating with this person, if they're just really hard-headed on this, the best way to do that is through Shark's message of go within, follow that internal compass, because it's going to guide you to what you need to do. It's kind of like the answer is not going to be found within the chaos of that situation. It's just not going to be there because the energy, the vibe is too low. There's just not, it's not a fertile ground to come up with new, innovative ways of seeing or doing things. So I just get this sense that, again, this could be a work situation where maybe there's some discord among colleagues and you kind of feel caught in the middle, or an issue with a partner and you don't know how to tackle it without causing conflict, whatever the case may be, but there is definitely some conflict here. And it's kind of like, again, you're not going to find the solution or the answers by debating this person, by being in conflict with this person, by arguing, any of that stuff. It really is going to be found in a higher vibrational octave. So it's really going to be found by going within and doing some soul searching. Ask your guides for that guidance of how to handle the situation, okay? Because, avoidance isn't always the best thing to do. So it's not like, you can continue to try to avoid the situation or the conflict or the person. It does need to be dealt with, but how you deal with that, it feels like, again, you're going to be able to find that from within and what feels comfortable for you to be able to find that center. And again, I feel like you're not seeing the whole story, right? And so it's kind of like there's truth to come out here around whatever this is. And that may be sort of shocking to you or surprise you in some way, but that truth is going to help you also to discern how to move forward. So it's kind of going to be like, follow your intuition on how to handle the situation, but be open to and aware of what comes to light by working through this or dealing with this, and however you're called to deal with it. Okay. Then we move into the second week of April, and I'm really getting this sense of like this need for independence, or this need to do something on your own, to feel that sense of internal validation. Basically, it's kind of like you want to achieve something on your own while being open to others' support. But there's really this sense of like this need for independence at this time. And by doing that, by sort of striking out on your own in whatever this is, by following your compass, by following, using your internal tools and the tools that you've sort of amassed through your experiences, that all of that wisdom, by doing that and stepping out on your own, you're going to discover a lot of inner strength that you might not have known that you had, as well as that resiliency and that resourcefulness that maybe you didn't realize that you had. And I just feel like this week you're going to be able to see something about yourself that you just weren't aware of previously. And it's going to really sort of give you, again, that courage to continue to move in the path that you're moving, or to face those more difficult situations that may come up in life. But there's just really this sense of, there's nothing wrong with getting support from others, but there's really this call at this time to step out on your own and do something that might be outside of your character, or definitely outside of your comfort zone, but that shows you how strong you are, how good you are at this, whatever the case may be. But again, it's like pulling from those internal strengths, using those internal tools, as well as the resourcefulness. So tapping into those external resources as needed. But again, there's just this sense of like you doing something on your own and feeling really accomplished about it. Okay. Like saying yes to it. First of all, that's the key. You have to say yes to it. And then proving to yourself that you're capable of doing whatever this is. Okay. Because a lot of times it's like, we're definitely capable of something, but those fears stand in the way of us achieving whatever that is, whatever we've set our sights on. And so it's kind of like stepping beyond that and really validating to yourself that you are very capable of doing whatever this is. You just need to say yes and get started, okay? Then in the third week, I see you kind of clinging to something, or but basically the message is like, loosen your grip a little bit. There's something that and this could be like the need for control over a situation. This could be, it's interesting because we're like, the second week is more about like independence. This third week is like, loosen your grip a little bit, like the need for control over the situation, and let others in. So it's interesting because we're kind of getting the other side of it now. It's kind of like, what's immediately kind of coming to mind is like a type A perfectionist supervisor or manager who will not delegate because they're afraid that those that they delegate to will not get it right or do it the way that they want it to be done. And so it's really this message of like, don't have that need for control so much that you overburden yourself, and don't show others the respect that they deserve by trusting them and allowing them to show you that they're capable of doing the work as well. So this really feels like material, but it also, again, feels very work related. A lot of this feels very work related, or purpose, career, that sort of thing. But this message, the third week, is really about sharing the responsibilities, is really what it comes down to, and not trying to, again, control the situation so much that you're actually hurting yourself and the experience and what needs to happen. Because you can get a lot more done in this scenario working with others and trusting others to be able to do their work and get it right. Because there's always, a million different ways to do something. So it comes down to trusting those people that you work with or that you're meant to collaborate with to do their part, okay? So just this energy around releasing some control a little bit and just trusting, not micromanaging. Let's put it that way too. If you're in a management position or a supervisory position, not micromanaging. And this can even come down to, relationships and family. If it's something that you need help with and you've asked someone to help you, then not micromanaging the situation, but allowing them to do that service in the way that they are capable of doing it, okay? Because it'll come to the same result type thing. You just need to trust them. You can offer guidance, but it comes down to if you're micromanaging or controlling the situation, you're going to be frustrated with the outcome, okay? So it's kind of like this sense of like working in harmony and balance with others as opposed to trying to control the situation entirely. And this can even be like you working with spirit, like you working with the universe, not trying to, control every outcome, every situation, but understanding that there is a great mystery. There is that divine side of things that is at play and also has a hand in a lot of our experiences. And so it's like trusting and surrendering the universe to be able to do its job as well. So there's a myriad of ways that this can come in for you nines, but I do feel like there's definitely a message of delegate, release control, and trust. Then we move into the fourth week, and it's interesting because you have got like a blaring green light giving you the go-ahead on a project, a situation, a relationship, something like that, that wants to move forward, quickly, but you keep putting the brakes on for some reason. It's kind of like some self-sabotaging maybe, or sabotaging the situation. And so if something is like you feel like, well, this should be moving at a faster pace than it is, or this needs to be, I want to move forward with this, why isn't it happening? The call is to kind of take a closer look at where are there some fears surfacing around whatever this is that may be hindering that forward progression. So, it's not always up to us to make something happen. Like I said, sometimes, a lot of times, most times, all times, we really have to rely on the universe to do its part as well. But in this situation, I'm really getting the sense like the universe is ready to go. Like your soul is like raring to go, but there's some kind of fear that's coming up around whatever this is that you keep putting the brakes on, and that's the only thing holding you back at this point. So it's really a call to take a closer look at those fears that are surfacing for you at this time, what that's about, why they keep coming up, which ones keep coming up, and then working through those so that you are sort of clearing the pathway to move forward at the pace that your soul is now ready to move. So just pay attention to your mindset, to your thoughts that come up, those thought patterns, because I am getting this feeling like the only thing holding you back right now is you. So if there's any kind of fear or hesitancy on your part, take a closer look at what that is and why. And that's going to tell you where you need to, what you still have left to clear out. And it could be very simple. It could be a very easy clearing. But that needs to be cleared before you can move forward. Okay. So beautiful energy, nines. I see like a lot of really powerful standing in your power, following your intuition, finding your own independence and your own validation, but then also, just releasing that grip a little bit as well and allowing others to show you what they're capable of as well. So I hope that it's a beautiful April, nines. I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.